Hi.
Tales of the
Hello.
failings of
Oh,
two men, their
All right.
dream of running a
YouTube stream
successful food truck business, and
says
life.
it's live.
We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey.
Hey.
This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
All right. We are live on the YouTube. Welcome back, everybody. And sorry for the little mishap there. I'm not sure what happened, but uh, the
woo
more
woo.
prepared we the more prepared we seem to be, the more problems we seem to have. Uh, so no more preparedness for us, and we're just gonna fly by the seat of our pants. Um, by the
Yes.
way, Josh, Sturdy, sorry, Nova is adorable and cannot believe you have somebody in school. So before you know it,
Aw.
they'll be in college.
I love the creative names for children nowadays.
Yeah,
Nova.
hmm
It's a good name.
it's a super kid.
I met a baby named Mello. It's
Are they
not working.
mellow?
It's not working.
What's not working?
I don't know. You just looked like you threw your hands up for a second and shook your
Well,
head.
it's because I threw a solid dad joke out there and you just glazed right over it, and I'm not even going to go back to it. So whatever.
Must not been that solid.
Or you're just not that perceptive.
That's possible. That's more accurate. Absolutely. Yep.
All
Okay.
right. All right.
And
Cool. And go.
so, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, we've been gone for 2 weeks.
I know
Apparently, everybody really missed us.
everybody missed us.
I know. That's very, very nice. Very nice.
Like, how was? Let's just start with May. Like, talk about your May. How was your May?
No, this is not how we do this.
Okay.
We'll do May numbers later. We've been doing the show for 2 years. How did we start this thing? Skippy, how was your
Uh,
last couple weeks?
very busy. Thank you for asking. Yours?
Pretty good. All right. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to fill 2 hours today, everybody, like we promised.
Um.
All right. So let's
just-
start back
just-
to the week before Memorial Day. So we're going to go all the way back to.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
the
We're gonna go
21st
back
of
to.
May.
No, I had. Oh no, we're gonna go back to the 20th of May. We're going back to the 20th of May because I actually worked a Monday for some strange reason.
Join the club. I work every freaking Monday.
Well, I didn't
not
really
work,
want to
but
work a
anyway.
Monday, but I did. Anyway,
So Skippy worked.
yeah. So we had this the last couple weeks have been part of like we've had new places, so that's good. We've had mishaps. We've had problems. We've had great events, and we have some fire stuff to talk about. So so we went to a new subdivision that requested us. Um, we do all our subs from like 4:30 to 7:30. Some people do 5 to 7. Some people do 5 to 8. Some people do 4 to 6. Whatever. So we do 4:30 to 7:30. Uh, it was definitely a good day. I thoroughly I like when new subs reach out to us and say, "Hey, do you want to come out?" It wasn't life changing, but we got to meet a few people. And then what else? On Tuesday, we went back to the Tasty Tuesday, a little food truck event. Sold out that day. That was good. And then that's when problem number one happened. Uh, that was a night event, 4:30 to 7:30. We got home, and as I'm lowering the jack to my trailer, I hear a and and when you have propane, you never want to hear a and I'm sorry if y'all speakers kind of went way wild there for a second with that sound. I noticed that one of the fittings on my propane line was definitely leaking, and I don't have pipe wrenches. I don't have anything to fix it myself, so we definitely disconnected that. But I'm trying to contacted a couple other people, trying to figure out because I had a catering the next day, and so that night when I figured out that I called her and I said, "Hey, I know we have a catering set up. I know it's like an office lunch party. Is there any chance that we can move it to the next day? I'll give you a little bit of a discount. It's my fault, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this propane situation. And normally it wouldn't be a problem, but I use propane for my steam table. And she's like, well, that's going to put a damper on things. We've got executives coming in, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, give me a second. So, in our infinite wisdom, I think we came up with, not sure if I came up with it and then called you and asked you about it or if we came up with it together. But inside my steam well, I decided to put a couple chafing racks with a couple sternos.
I think that was all you.
And
I don't know. We came up with it together.
Thank goodness it worked. I mean, pretty much the same exact thing. Are you taking your Flintstone vitamins?
Yep,
Awesome.
I
So
am.
so it actually worked. We had a great day. Weird situation though. So they have food trucks come once a month, and everybody knows that typically a barbecue truck is going to have shorter wait times than like burger trucks or something of that nature when they're kind of cooking to order. So this is a factory of some sort, and they had asked that all the guys take 15-minute increments, like not all come out at one time, right?
Mhm.
And come to find out, I find out that they're protesting lunch because they don't want to mess with their lunch schedule. I'm like, protesting lunch because we get paid the same amount no matter what, but we did not see the same amount of people.
Only Skippy can inspire a hunger strike.
I mean, I'm sure they brought their own food, but still, like,
Something says something about the food. I think.
I mean, you can say what you want. It's fine. But it was to me, that was very weird. Like, I've never, like, if you're going to protest something, it's free lunch.
Right.
But so I talked with a union guy, and he's like, yeah, he's like, a lot of union people don't want their lunch messed with. It's like they're on a schedule. That's what it is. I'm like, all right. So I told the girl, next time we come back, let them out whenever they're supposed to be out. We'll take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
We did a good roadside service on that Thursday. And Friday, problem number 2 happened. So we go down to our local downtown area. They have a cruise in once a month.
This is Friday heading into Memorial Weekend, correct?
Correct, the 24th.
Okay.
Now, granted, I showed up later than I probably should have. The event started at 5. I showed up at 4:30. Whatever. We in this local downtown area, they built kind of a food truck park / amphitheater where they have live music, and it's for the local car show that they do. And the person that's organizing is the Downtown DDA, our Development Authority. And she was nowhere to be found. And she's new, but absolutely nowhere to be found. So I'm looking because we can hook up to power because they don't want us running generators because of the music. So I call her. I said, hey, I'm looking for power. Is there somebody down here? Yeah, I'm up in the office. I'm printing. I'm doing this, doing that. I'll be down there when I can. I'm like, that's not going to work for me. So I'll just run my generator until you can get here. Okay, that's fine. Generator turns on. I go in the trailer, turns off. I'm like, uh-oh. Now, I go out, check everything. Seems fine. Pull start, nothing. Pull start, nothing. Probably 5 minutes later, by the way, still no power lady. Pull it again, starts, 30 seconds, turns off. So I said, fuck it. And I left. And because I had a large food truck rally the next day, that if my generator's toast, I need to go get a new one now because there's nobody that can go get one for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I went home, and she calls me probably 40 minutes after I initially called her. So now we're at like 5:10, 5:15. Where are you? We're down here looking for you. I'm like, I left. I was having generator issues and no power, and I have a big event tomorrow. So I left. And she's like, oh. Anyway, so I go buy a new generator because I don't know what's wrong with this one, and there's no way open and try to fix it now. Bought the same one, Predator 9500, beautiful generator. Um, had a great food truck rally on Saturday, and the ironic part was I could plug into power. Like, just my luck, right? Just my luck. I could plug into power, didn't have to worry about it. Whatever. So Sunday, 26th rolls around. Ironic part 2. So I had a lady said that she went to one of the parties that I catered and loved the pasta salad. Just straight Italian pasta salad. You know, got the little cheese, cucumbers, pasta, whatever.
Yep.
I'd like to order 4 full pans of pasta salad. I'm like, sure, I can make that happen. So I get there, I deliver it to them. And as I'm delivering it to them, I notice that they're hauling a bunch of meat boxes out of their car. And I'm smelling it, and I'm like, oh, that smells good. And then I see sauce bottles. She had the local barbecue joint cater the open house, but had my pasta salad.
Hey, at least you got something. You got a part of it.
So I looked at her when I got everything set up, and I'm like, maybe I said, do you have their friends, their younger daughter's friends with one of my best friend's daughters. And I'm like, I know you have a younger daughter. Maybe when she graduates, I can help you with that one. And she's like, yeah, this came together so quickly. I'm like, you got my number. Don't worry. And I said, I always give the other guy shit anyway. So they're like, we love your food. This came together quickly. Didn't know if you'd be able to do it all. Like,
you could have asked.
I can't figure out a way to make it happen. Like, Memorial Day worked another Monday. We just had a little parade. Did about $1,000. It was good. Roadside day, or hold on, what did I do? Wednesday went to a new factory. Definitely, they said it would be about 30 people. It was about 30 people. I was already in the area because I had to do a subdivision that night. That was good. Another subdivision on Thursday. That was okay. I did have a lady fall. That wasn't okay.
She fell, or you ran her over?
No, she definitely fell. So okay. I went to this subdivision last year and I parked in a different spot. I always try to park on right by the curb, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if your trailer is. My trailer is now taller, or my serving window is taller than my old trailer was.
I don't know if my service window is taller than your old trailer was.
Do you feel that you'd benefit from having a step stool outside?
Yes, and we actually when we had our new trailer, we started going through the design process on that. That was one of the things, is we were going to have the shelf that's outside of our window drop 6 inches.
Yeah. Okay.
So that when it folds down, it's just above the wheel well. It's as low as it possibly can be when it's folded down.
So I have 2 step stools out front, just in case, right? But I always try to park by a curb. Yeah. So the nice old guy said, "Hey, can you park on this side and block the road?" I'm like, "Well, the first thing I told him was, I'm worried about somebody tripping over the curb." Mm-hmm. What did somebody do? Trip over the curb. And so my helper.
That's the exact reason why we don't have a step stool outside.
Well, luckily they didn't trip off the step stool. They just tripped over the curb. But still, I felt bad. And it's like people are just staring at her, and she's a hefty woman. So, and her son is staring at her, laying on the ground. So I bring her food out because she ordered food, and
there you go. Here's something to snack on while you're waiting for the ambulance to show up.
Should I toss it to you? I brought her water, and
Did you
I
just keep
asked,
hollering her name out the window?
no,
She never showed up to the window.
no. Well, she was at the
Betsy!
she was at the
Betsy!
window. She was at the window. She was just a little
Under the
shorter
trailer,
than
yeah.
last time. Anyway, so I asked her, "Are you okay? Do you need anything? Here's a water just in case, make you feel better, whatever. It's warm out." She says, "No, I think I'm fine. Just a little embarrassed." Like it happens. But her husband and son just stood there, didn't do it.
Betsy's probably doing this shit all the time, falling down for attention.
Oh my gosh.
Those two are so tired of it.
Well, the son looked special. So anyway, Friday, yeah, June 1st. What's June 1st? I
That
was,
only a couple days ago.
yeah, I know. So I was supposed to go over to Allegan, over in your neck of the woods.
Kinda. Sorry,
South of-
Chad. My volume is all the way up. I'm not talking super awesome today. My volume's a little low internally. I will try to do better.
They
Continue.
emailed us Friday and said, "Hey, our ticket sales are not going the way we expected. And there's going to be rain. So we're taking the proactive approach to move the whole beer fest inside. But you'll be outside."
You'll understand why I'm laughing in a little bit.
Yeah.
Really, Justin?
There was another barbecue guy there too. And their ticket sales were just over 100 for 3 food trucks. Now, granted, they may have had let's just say a huge amount of walk-up sales, but it was $10 more for a ticket. So I made the decision not to go. I don't have a presence over there. I didn't figure it was going to hurt a whole hell of a lot. So I made the decision not to go and just prepare for the 2 catering gigs I had yesterday, which went off without a hitch.
I saw you got some good comments coming back from those.
I did, yes. And
awesome.
So I'm more of a moderate when it comes to politics, probably lean on the Republican side. My wife is a hardcore Democrat, and got one of the people I dropped off for reached out probably 3 days ahead. So like Thursday, and said, "Hey, we need food. Like, I want to put in an order for this, this, and this." I'm like, "Okay, sure. I'll charge you $200 for a pan of wings." And the email address was 2024victory.com. So when he came to pick up the food, I said, what company do you work for? Because I had looked up the address and it was like a Rotary Club. I'm like, well, I don't think you work for the Rotary Club. He worked for the Michigan Democratic Party.
So did you throw his wings at him?
I know.
Get out of here, hippie.
I just, he was a younger fella. I just go by the Mr. Mike Robinson from Smoking the D, also a hardcore Democrat, said, just to remember, all money's green, no matter where it comes from. So, yeah, that, and then a grad party at night, and yeah, got great comments, great feedback. And then, yeah, so it brings us to today. So we had a good couple weeks. Good couple weeks.
Excellent.
Busy.
I'm super happy that my Predator woes have shifted over to you. I'm happy to give those to you.
Listen, there's a difference between your Predator and mine. Mine still has 1,700 hours on it, so I don't know how
When was the
long
last time you
they'll
did an
last
oil
for.
change on it?
A minute.
1,700 hours ago.
I don't know.
I think that would be a good topic for all of you, the Predator and just regular generator. Are you on top of all your freaking maintenance? I think it's every 200 hours you're supposed to do an oil change on those things.
Something like that.
Which for us is, I don't know, probably every 2.5, 3 weeks.
If that.
Give or take. For us, yeah. I mean, we're running.
Let's say you're running 8 hours a day, 7 hours a day, whatever. 8 hours a day with the setup.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're 48 hours a week, 6 days a week. So
This
6 times
this
8,
was
48. Yeah. So yeah,
so
we're every 4 weeks.
this week I actually this past week I took a page out of your book. I did a lunch service and then I left and went to a sub and did a dinner service.
And that went okay.
It went okay. The downside is they were probably only about 40 minutes from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't know when to end the lunch service because it was dead by 1. I sat there for an hour doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. For us, it's, I mean, 1 to 2 is definitely slower. For the most part, depending on where we're at, we'll get some people still. But yeah, I mean, for us, when we get to our new location for dinner, there's things to do for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I mean, we're putting briskets on at 3:30, so
yeah.
we get somewhere, we set up, and we get trimming and prepping meat for tomorrow, or for the next day. So for us, yeah, it's 2. We end at 2 for lunch, and we start at 4 for dinner, almost exclusively. We have a day this week. We're down at Midwest on Wednesday, and then have to go to the other side of Grand Rapids for dinner. So we're cutting our lunch a little bit shorter, so it make sure we have the time we needed. But yeah, Chris saw that. He wasn't super thrilled with me. Yeah, JT had to buy two new 5,000 generators last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk to him about that. That sucks.
Yeah, and I'm curious. I mean, it doesn't take a ton of time to change the oil in these things. It's more of a just finding the time to do it. You know, it's one of those things you don't think about until, oh shit, having some problems, or yeah, I haven't gotten to that in a few months.
Well, here's the thing too. So that generator also. So I never. I don't know if I ever connected the battery for the push start. So I've always been pull starting it.
No.
And the cable is on its last legs.
You should probably hook up that battery.
Well, probably should. Yeah.
The electric start works really well on ours.
I know, because I did it on the new one.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Oh, I had to replace a tire. On the trailer.
I thought you meant on the generator. I was like, why isn't it mounted?
No, I had to replace a tire on the trailer because I found a bald spot. And I think I know what the bald spot's from. I think that it's the
nail pattern baldness.
Genetics. I probably have that too. It's probably, that's my dog, if you can hear.
I can, but
so my driver's side rear, like really back tire, when I hit the brakes, I think it locks up. And I think it's balding or it balded because it like locked up because I hit the brakes. So either my trailer brake controller is too touchy or the trailer brakes on the trailer are too touchy. But I'm glad to know that my local Discount Tire has my tires in stock. $275 installed, but nonetheless, they're in stock.
Huh. Anyway. Yeah, trailer tires are pretty expensive.
Well,
that's weird that just the one would lock up.
Yeah, there's no bald spots on any other one. It's just that one.
Well, so, I would probably have the wiring checked on those.
Yes.
To make sure the other 3 are actually wired. I would say it's more likely that, yeah, because the brakes are the brakes. So unless there's an actual problem with the drum.
Yeah. I gotta take it to her.
The power should be applied to all the brakes. So one shouldn't lock up over the other ones. Unless there's an actual problem with the drum. You know?
Well, see, my old trailer, I always had my trailer brake controller at like max capacity or max.
Should never do that.
Well, I didn't really have a choice. But now my trailer brake controller won't go down. It's stuck at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like the minus button does not work on it for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's...
Chad says it might be a stuck drum, but if it was a stuck drum, wouldn't it always be locked up? Just a thought. Anyways, JT says he uses full synthetic and some zinc additives for the oil. He said the new 5,000 generators. Chad says no, that wouldn't be the case. Okay. See, Chad, I don't know anything about vehicles, so I hire people. the new 5,000 generators have key fobs to start them. So the champions, some of the newer champions also had a key fob you could push button start. They were pretty cool. You okay, Skippy? Who died?
No, nothing.
Oh, that's a shame. Would have been good for ratings.
Sorry. Apologies.
Riveting audio for everybody. JT wants to know if you got the new pit.
No.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to
Oh, what pit?
figure it out.
Is it like an old hickory or something?
FEC 300.
Facebook?
Yeah, there's one in Muskegon.
What's the price?
It's actually two in Muskegon.
What's the price?
$7
For both of them or just one?
for one.
I'm gonna go in and buy it from out underneath you.
It's it's Matt McKinnon's younger brother,
Okay.
Luke.
Does that come out of Dickies?
It did.
Okay. Will he take payments?
Right?
No, happily pay him over 2 years.
Yeah, Oh yeah, because I had another problem that I didn't talk about. So I mounted that Rectech to an equipment table, bolted it to the floor, screwed it into the wall, and when I was coming home from one of the events, I don't remember which one, I heard a thud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the table gave out, and
The table.
the table that I mounted the smoker to,
Oh.
the base of the table, the support beams that go across the top of the table. Yeah.
Breaking news from ESPN.
Oh boy.
Sorry, guys, we're gonna get into football talk real quick. Vikings and wide receiver Justin Jefferson agreed a contract extension that makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history.
Damn, they're trying.
I
heard Caleb Williams has sucked this Doug in OTAs. But
yeah, I don't believe half that shit though. I also heard McCaffrey got into a scuffle with somebody in their OTAs, which I don't believe for 1 second.
Oh, I could see McCaffrey getting into a scuffle. He looks like a little
JJ?
Oh, McCarthy.
I said McCaffrey. I'm sorry. Yeah. I was looking at a different post that had a similar one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. Well, good, Skippy. I'm glad you had a good couple weeks. That was good. I mean, it's yeah, good for you, buddy. Good for you. I'm glad we'll get into our overall May numbers and where we're at for the year now that we're into June.
No, I mean, now I had a smoker tip over. It sucked.
I mean, other than that, it was okay.
Yes.
How much damage?
Table's fucked. Excuse my language. But I think the smoker's fine. I just have to figure out what to do now. Like, what's next? So that pit, he actually has it's obviously a pellet burner rotisserie.
Mm-hmm.
And I called one of our friends who never returned my message. I called Kyle to ask him about, because he's got a 500 and a 750, just to ask him about it, and he never called me back, but whatever.
Yeah,
he's busy.
We'll go with that.
But he has a forklift where he could put it right in the back of my trailer, and I can just bolt it. I take the casters off and bolt it right to the floor. But $7,000 is a lot.
I mean, I paid 10 for mine.
I get it. Well, you've paid more than 10 for yours with all the work you've done to it.
Yeah, we're going to get into that too here.
Here's the thing is I'm worried about a rotisserie. I'm worried about it going down the road, something fucking up. I'm worried about everything. And it just, I contacted an Old Hickory dealer about 2 CTOs, like one on each side of the trailer.
Hmm.
He's like, I'll get you the best price, better than anybody that you can. I'm like, okay, shoot me a price, 7,700 plus shipping. I'm like, you eat a penis. Just like, I'm
Easy,
like,
Slim.
shit. Because I was going to have him ship it to Jay and take my trailer down to Jay and have him professionally do it, so I don't
Right.
screw shit up.
You're not just putting a couple self tappers into your diamond plate.
Yeah.
That should hold.
I mean, I could go pick it up and take it to Jay and have him do it, but it's like, I don't know. There's an Old Hickory in Wisconsin that doesn't have a gas powered, and Bubba's like, oh, why don't you want gas? I'm like, because I don't want to run another gas line.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's so I went this morning actually, 7 o'clock. My local fabricator's open. I took one of my bent up frames from my Rectech, and I said, "What can you do with this?" He's like, "Scrap it." I'm like, well, can you use
$5 for it?
can you use the measurements and make me a frame that isn't going to buckle? He's like, "Yeah, I think we can do that." So he's working on something. I'm like, what's your and he's talking to some guy on the phone. Sorry to get off on this. He's talking to some
No.
guy on the phone that lives in Hillsdale, but's from California. Bought this. He's got tons of money. Bought this old house that he's just fixing up, and it's on a frickin' plantation or whatever. It's one of those type of old Victorian houses. And he spent like 10 grand just on metal for this wrought iron frame or stair rail that this guy's going to make for him. And then the shipper is out of New Jersey, or the metal's out of New Jersey. So it got to Jackson and it was the wrong freaking metal. So he had to turn it away and had to tell the guy, so it just cost us $1,000 for the wrong stuff.
JT wants to know how much you spent on the 2 Rectex and all the frames.
Well, the frames are covered under warranty. I spent
Well.
probably 25 or probably 5 total on both the Rectex. The frames have been under warranty. So my guess is these frames probably be between $300 and $400 a piece. So I'm still going to get 2 of them, but they'll be powder coated and angled and definitely be able to hold up to anything I could put it through. So we'll call it another 1,000. So 6 grand. But that's over time. That's not all at one spot. I don't just want to say, hey, fella, here's 7K. I tried to get it for 6, but he wouldn't do it. Anyway. So I asked him what his time frame was. He said, give me like 2 weeks. I'm like, He's like, week and a half? I said, what if I come down and feed you guys? Can I get it done in a week? He's like, we'll see what we can do. I'm like, I will give you food. Like, listen. You got like 20 people back there. They're hungry. Anyway, so that was my weeks. Again, part 2.
Oh, I can't believe you just glossed over the whole smoker debacle.
Mine are yours.
Yours. I didn't have any smoker debacles.
No, my smoker debacle wasn't tipped over.
Well, I know.
It sucked.
Oh my God. I understand, but you didn't mention it until now.
Well, I'm trying to gotta have a short memory, bud.
Like a goldfish.
Because it was a bitch trying to get it out of the back of the trailer by myself. The black diamond plate is still black, but it's got the black has worn off in some places. Anyway.
Yep. The past is like farts. You got to leave it behind you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So,
well, anyways, we had some time. We did some things. We worked.
How many days off the trailer did you have these past 2 weeks?
What do you mean days off the trailer?
Like
where I didn't work?
Yeah.
Are you talking about just service?
Yeah.
I don't know. In the last 2 weeks, one.
Okay.
Where I didn't do at least half of a service for a day.
Okay.
But I was very busy on the times I was not on the truck. So, yeah, we had a lot going on over the 2 weeks. But yeah, I mean, so that week leading up to Memorial Day weekend, it was for the most part, a fairly normal week for us. Roadside lunch and dinner, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm pretty much done with apartment complexes though.
Yeah, apartments are tough.
Apartments are way harder than subdivisions.
Mm-hmm.
Chad wants to know if we're ready for questions. Yeah, Chad, you can put your questions in anytime and I will get to them as soon as I go through my week. So
Absolutely.
let her rip, buddy. Yeah, apartments have been, we never had super good luck at apartments. We keep trying new ones. I'm hoping that we'll find the right one, but they all seem to be about the same. This time we actually saw more people of our regular customers from outside the complex than we did from inside the complex.
Yeah, that's
So
sad.
out of the 10, we had 6 from outside, 4 from inside.
Yeah,
10 orders in 2.5 hours. So it's
Blech.
hard. It's hard to make money.
And then they wonder why you're not
Why you
coming
can't,
back.
yeah.
Like,
So, but with as well as everything else has been going for the month and the crazy amounts of larger events and catering we've been doing, I told Chris, I said, this makes this kind of okay. Yeah, we wish we were busy, but all the time. But this is a nice little break, heading into that was Thursday night. I said the next 3 days are going to be stupid. So let's just kind of chill and enjoy this and get some extra stuff done. But anyways, so we had our first food truck Friday of the year. We heard amazing things from the trucks that did it the first week, the week before. They're still playing around with the new location and how they're setting it up. So the way they laid it out when we were there was completely different than the way they laid it out the first week. We got kind of dirty dancing. They put baby in a corner. We got there. We were the first ones there.
it almost pays to be the last sometimes.
Well, no, so all the spots are pretty much predetermined already, kind of thing. He lays out where he wants people. And that's kind of based on type of food, how the traffic flows. So he'll put a popular truck sometimes in a less foot trafficked area or not in a less foot. The way it was laid out. So there's a stage with music.
Less
There's a
busy
beer-
area.
where there's not other food trucks necessarily to kind of, so people have a good option, a popular option where there's not the other trucks.
Yeah.
So we were in between the stage and the beer tent. It was us and 2 dessert trucks, and all the other food trucks were off on the other side of the field. So when we got there, I was like, okay, this isn't going to be bad. We're in what should be a very high traffic area. So when people walked in, though, they look to the left and they look to the right, and they see all the food trucks to the right. So that's the way they walked, where the majority of the options were. We had an okay night. It wasn't terrible. We were expecting to do more. He felt bad enough that he refunded our money for the week. So I told him, I said, you really don't need to do it. This is part of the game. And of all the times you could have refunded our money, this would not have been the time I would have picked. So, because we had a couple instances last year where we kind of had a problem. So looks like our event streak was going to continue. Like I said, it was an okay night. We got a couple of wedding quotes and probably bookings out of it still.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, which is fine. We were able to talk to some people a little bit longer than we probably would have normally because we weren't as busy.
Yeah.
So from there, that got over at 9:00. We had to be placed in Newaygo that night for Saturday, Sunday Arts and Crafts Festival.
Oh yeah.
For Memorial Day. So we left Grand Rapids at 9:00, 9:30. I think we pulled out of the park. And then had to drive up to Newaygo, set up the trailer, get all that around for the weekend. Now, Chris originally was going to do Saturday morning stuff. So he was going to go up because he lives pretty close there. He was going to go up, get the meat off, get things rolling for Saturday morning. Then I was just going to meet him up there so I could get a chance at some sleep.
Do you run the generator all night?
Yep. As we're prepping stuff at Food Truck Fridays, we realized that we don't have enough rub to do about half the meat. So off to Newaygo we go. We drop the trailer. I fly back down to my house in Grand Rapids, pick up the necessary things and everything else I was going to pick up for and bring up Saturday morning. Drive back up, get the rest of the ribs rubbed and the pork on, and then just sleep in my truck for 2 hours and in the park, get up, and then do normal morning stuff and kind of roll through the day. Yeah, it was a long weekend. Not
Looks
part
like
of
it
the
was
plan.
good.
Yeah. So their attendance was down a little bit from last year. We still had a pretty good day, but again, we weren't in our normal spot there because we had to pull in so late.
Yeah.
Like all the other arts and crafts vendors were set up around our normal spot, so there was no way we were getting in. And I knew that going into the thing that we were going to be in the lesser area, but 3 days of baby in the corner. We were, so as a total, I think we were down over expected probably about $3,000 over the 3 days. We made money. I mean, it was still a fine weekend and we made money. It's just not as awesome as we would have hoped it would have been. But yeah, Saturday, Sunday we're A-okay. And then we were off Monday, Tuesday. We don't work Memorial Day ever, and then we take the day after to observe. So that way I actually get 1 full day off. I get a few of those a year, so
Got a lot of hate mail because we didn't have a podcast.
yeah, no kidding. Well, someone should have posted that we weren't going to be doing it. I take blame. It's my fault. Sorry, guys. Skippy doesn't know how to use Facebook. What are you doing?
Oh, itching my ear.
Okay. You rolled your eyes. I wasn't sure if that was at me or you hit a good spot in your ear.
No, just itching my ear.
Okay. So yeah, the last week we had a short week, but a busy week. So we had a normal roadside for lunch on Wednesday, a rehearsal dinner drop off Wednesday night, roadside Thursday for lunch and dinner. As we were, we got to see our buddy Mark Rasmussen, a listener of the show on TikTok. Usually, I haven't seen him on this today so far. Stopped by, had some lunch with his buddy. So had to make sure I was there for lunch because I knew he was coming. And yeah, the Grand Castle Apartments is the only apartment complex that we do any good at, and we're their favorite truck, and it's always a good night. And that was even a lower night for us. I think we only did like $850 there for dinner, which is normally $1,000 dinner hour for us. And then we had a wedding and an open house on Friday. A wedding and an open house on Friday. Oh yeah, we had an open house on Memorial Day weekend too. That was a drop off while we were at the festival. And then an open house yesterday. So yeah, we had a very set because our open house, we were all paid up for our 31st, our events on the 31st already. So I knew where we were at going into our dinner service on Thursday for end of month numbers. We had our target. I told Chris he needed to do like $1,040 to hit our target for the month. What he pulled in. Turns out we missed it by $107.
Oh,
yeah. So, yeah. Oh well, it was close. It was a good run. Still a hell of a month though. But yeah, it was pretty busy. Couple of weeks. Over that Memorial Day, or one of the days, I don't remember which day it was. I had both the guys there. Oh no.
what
Sorry.
now?
we had inactivity on our TikTok stream. I haven't clicked on the screen enough over there.
Oh,
We were going to get deactivated for
can't get
the live show.
deactivated.
No. So we
Everybody
got
wants
our
us to be
Predator 95 mounted to the trailer.
I saw that.
JT says he kept refreshing his YouTube feed last Monday. Sorry, buddy. So since we had a hole cut in the diamond plate and it exposed some of the frame from the frame on the trailer from when we had our Cummins generator, Onan Cummins generator mounted there, we had some brackets there already. All I did was go to the hardware store, get a 4x4 post, deck post, cut it down to size to fit on the frame, and then just put the generator right on top of those. And then big old giant ratchet strap to that. So seems to be working okay. I haven't had any issues since it's been mounted there. And more oddly than anything, we seem to be using less gas. I'm not sure why. I don't know. But it's noticeably less gas. And it wasn't as hot over the last few days, but I don't know.
Look, I went through 3 events without filling it up. But I can run on a quarter
But not all
load,
day.
so
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're running a whole lot more off of electricity
Yeah.
than you are.
for sure.
So yeah, we were going through probably 6-7 gallons a day for a full day of service. Wow. With everything running in the trailer, so
Yeah.
AC and everything. Yeah. We'll go through a tank. But with it on the tongue of the trailer, we haven't gone through, I don't think, 5 in a day. So I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know if it's just better airflow there that it doesn't make any sense, but whatever. It is what it is, and we'll take it. Oh, Chad says new summer fuel. That's probably it.
The only thing I would, from your picture, it looks like you mounted the exhaust to the front.
It's going out towards the jack. Yeah.
Yeah, the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going out towards the front. How often do you unhook?
Hardly ever.
Okay.
We
I
haven't
didn't
had
know
any
if-
problems with the CO2 yet.
Okay.
Which is amazing with all the problems we had with CO2 and the bed of the truck, even with the tailgate down. That was the first thing I thought of. So we've even had the trailer where it's jackknifed with the truck a little bit, and it's closer than what the tailgate was, and we haven't had any problems. So I don't know exactly where that sensor is, and maybe because the diamond plate's cut out and there's air underneath it,
Yeah.
that it's getting a better circulation there. Yeah,
Possible.
but this does allow us to unhook a whole lot easier.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So if I ever do need my pickup truck for an errand or something for a day, it's a whole lot easier to be able to grab that and go.
Yep.
I have landscaping materials that I need to pick up, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Chris would appreciate me hooking up a couple 1,000 pounds of rocks to his Ford Explorer.
Exploder.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I have you down for June 4th. You'd asked me if I could move from the 5th to the 4th.
Oh boy.
So I have Mike's kettle corn coming with you, and I already moved. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh boy.
What'd I do?
Here comes Josh again.
Oh no, it's no problem. I have you down for the 4th. No problem.
No problemo.
No problemo.
So we talk about May. So
It's gonna be my.
yes, it is absolutely. I am up this May to previous May. 26% in gross sales.
That's May to May.
May to May.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see here for us.
Actually, apologies.
No.
42%. I had May 3rd, didn't count the first 2 days of May.
Wow, that's a hefty sum there.
Yeah. I think I was very surprised. but I think the downside is I think a lot of people paid some invoices early. Do you have any questions?
Oh yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
I got to get to Chad's paragraph here in a second. JT says the sensor is next to the pull start inside that panel.
Oh,
So
makes sense.
Justin says,
I
"Damn,
have mine
Skippy."
facing front.
I'm gonna guess it's a damn Skippy. As in, way to go. Not a damn Skippy.
Well, thanks. I think.
Sorry, tone's hard to read.
Yes. Damn.
We need a DAYUM on that.
Damn. Yeah. So May was a very good month. Very very happy with May. My best day of the month was Friday. And my best. Let's see here. Yeah, Friday was good. So we're hoping for a huge. I mean, we have a lot of events this month. I've got like 3 days off the whole month, so can't wait.
Yeah, our June calendar is very very full. There's a handful of days on there where Chris is rolling his eyes at me regularly. So
I have two Saturdays back to back, starting with the 8th and the 15th, where I have 3 events
each day.
Each day.
Good job, buddy.
No, I'm my butthole is officially puckered.
We have 2 weddings happening at the same time on a day. Yep, one full service and full service off the truck, full menu, and then the other one's a drop off. Yeah.
So I have a food truck next Saturday, the 15th. I have a food truck rally from 11 to 3. I've got a drop off at 3 o'clock, and then a wedding at 5:30. Full buffet.
Nice.
Full nice buffet. Gonna break out them catering dishes.
It's about damn time.
Fuck, they got so much dust on them. Probably been sitting in storage.
We should probably break those out sooner versus later because if there's any moisture on any of them, everything's going to be covered in mildew.
Listen, I haven't used them in 3 years because everybody wants service off the truck. So
Chad's leaving. Oh, hold on, Chad. Okay, so Chad says, so I got to do a thing. I got to do a thing Wednesday, and the company wants to pay for sides. So say guy comes up and wants a sandwich and a side of mac. Company wants to pay for the mac. How can I roll both items on a ticket and run a tab for the side portion? I believe if you're using Square, you can do that split ticket, and you can pay cash for part of it, and then put the other part on a tab. I think. I'm not 100% positive.
I'll tell you right now. I have the thing on my phone, so let's do a sandwich. Let's do a side. All right. Review. Charge. Split amount.
Yeah, how are you gonna do that without screwing up your numbers?
Well, I'm gonna do it to the ticket first, because that way I can just delete that. Because I haven't paid for it. So, all right. So do $5 for that. Continue. More.
I would almost think that you would have to do the.
No, you cannot do it that way. It doesn't give you the option to add anything towards a tab.
Yeah, I almost wonder if you would have had. No, that wouldn't work either.
I think you have to run it separately.
Yeah, I would assume 2 different tickets. Then 2.
Run it separate. Create your tab. Run it separately. Run the side first, because you'll have the ticket print out before the sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah, that I think that's probably the best way to go, without really playing with it for a while. It seems like there's got to be a way to do it with the updates that especially restaurants has had over the last 6 months.
Is that what you're running?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So same as you have.
No.
The full blown POS. Yeah. Square for restaurants?
No, I run Square for retail. I never download the restaurant one.
Why not?
I don't know, honestly. I have it on my iPad. I never created a menu in it. Never did anything with it. I just for some reason did Square with retail.
Okay.
It doesn't. It you might get more, maybe more reports than I do, but everything else is the same.
Well, I'm wondering if that like the tab feature is different too,
Could be.
because I can combine tabs. I know that.
I can combine
Into
tabs. I
you
did.
can. Okay.
Yep, I did.
Huh.
So the Square for Restaurants app is a darker square logo, where the other one is like a white square logo. I don't know. Whatever. It's just the first one I downloaded.
All right.
Chad, I would say do your tab first and then ring up your sandwich afterwards.
JT says use other payment options under Square.
Yeah, but there is other, but other doesn't have, according to what I just saw. Split. Anyway, how was your May?
Edit post. Hold on, I gotta fix this post.
Other payment types. No. So you have check. You have the initial cash, card, gift card, or invoice. No split payments, or more. You click more. There's check, gift card, other payment types, which is nothing. It just says amount entered for tracking purposes only. So I guess you could do that, but then how you just charge them a custom amount?
yeah. Oh, that seems a little weird.
Yeah. And
We're
there's
up 76%. Oh,
really?
I'm sorry, that's June. My bad. Hold on. Wrong month.
Fuck, you're up 76% already in June.
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
June 1st last year was a pretty slow day. And then we had
Good point.
Saturday and Sunday. We both had pretty big catering days. So yeah. But yeah, we're up $2,100 already. Okay. Let me get back to this month. Not this month. We need last month. Which you're not gonna let me do. Okay, great.
Oh, by the way, so I'm up 100%.
In June.
Month over month.
Did you not work at all June 1st or 2nd last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so our May.
Oh, definitely down. Never mind.
That's not right. Versus prior year. Same period previous. No. Not same period previous month. Same period. For fuck's sake. Sorry. I don't know. My reports are acting weird.
User error.
Yeah, 100%. All right. May to May. We were not up 40%. We only managed a measly 21% increase from this May to the last May. So
I think that's pretty fair.
I think most people would be okay with that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair for sure.
We were up the same dollar amount. We were both up about 10 grand. Mine was, 10,360. Yeah, we had some good days. So yeah, for the year. For the year, we're up 7.5% year over year.
Oh, yeah, let's look at that. This year. Same period previous year. So year over year, we are up 33.8%.
I'm sorry, you said 33%?
33.8.
Cool. Justin says, can we discuss one day your first year compared to the most recent? So are we talking about first day of our first year or similar day? So do you want me to do I like looking at those numbers, Justin. It makes me feel good.
Right.
um, so um,
Yeah,
let's
let's
see.
let's do it. I
I'm
mean,
gonna pull. Let's see. I'm gonna pull our first. I'm gonna go based off our first day we were open full time. So my last day at my corporate job was May 30th of 2020, which made our first day open to the public, I believe, June 2nd. June 2nd, 2020 versus June 2nd of this year, which isn't super fair. So I'm going to go back to May. I'm going to go last Tuesday. So that way, at least they're like, which we weren't even open because that was freaking Memorial Day Tuesday. So our first public day we were open was a really fucking good day. We did $1,800 our first day, open full time. So
I'm trying to think what my full time was.
compare year 1 to year 4 or 5. Oh, you want the whole year? Okay, I got you. Can we discuss one day, like as in someday? Can we discuss it? We can discuss it right now. Okay, so I'm gonna.
Oh
pull,
yeah, that part's easy.
yeah. All right, so let me pull. I'm gonna pull. 2020 was our first full time season ish. So you know what? I'm gonna do 21 because we were still doing just weekends for part of 2020 until I quit my job. So we're gonna go January 1st of 2021, which would be our first full time. We were so 6 days a week for from mid March until November. January to December.
To now, it's funny.
Versus this is all riveting while we are frantically
So I'll go over mine.
clicking.
So my this year compared to my first full year, which is 2022, I'm up 85%. Yeah, 85%.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. So I want to do it that way. Okay. I'm gonna do it. Hello, Matt. So I'll go our first full time season. So we did $155,864 in sales our first full time year. So March, April, May, we were still doing primarily weekend onlys. And then June, we started doing 6 days a week. So contextually, even this year alone, so that we did 155 total, I'll say 156 rounded up for the whole year. This year already, we're at 131. So we're doing okay. If I go based on last year alone, there, January 1st. So yeah, we are up. So it's 100. So yeah, we've more than doubled our sales So we went from 156 to last year we were 340 in total sales. Which it looks like we should beat this year. Things have been pretty good. We're up in every metric we care about, really, this year. So our catering is up. Our transaction counts, which surprised me, are up this year.
Your catering is really up.
It's not like we doubled it from last year. We're getting a lot of requests right now for later in the year. So it happened differently. So normally we are loaded up with weddings and open houses early. And a lot of that stuff hit later this year. So it actually had me a little worried. Because I mean, the Aetna gig is a phenomenal gig. But the rest of our catering seemed to be down a little bit in the numbers of those events. So, but those are starting to fly in now. But with all the catering we're doing, I expected our transactions to take a drop this year, and they have not. So, even though we are catering more days, our transaction counts are up. Our average check is up. Yeah, so it was. Yeah, it's been a good year. Everything is looking pretty positive right now.
My first full year, I was at 192. Last year, I was at 229. This year, I'm already at 87.
Nice.
Yeah, but my later months aren't filled up. There's still a lot of openings.
Yeah.
During the week for sure. Most of my weekends are good to go, which kind of scare me, but
further, Justin, what was your first year of sales, if you don't mind sharing? I've been having some bad weeks lately. Wanted to see if I'm taking okay for year one. They're on target. Justin, I'm assuming you don't mind me sharing because since everybody else can see it in the chat anyways, you're on target for about 150 to 160,000. I think people get too hung up on comparing sales from one truck to another. There's so much that goes into a sales number. The majority being menu prices. For the most part, we're priced higher than a lot of trucks. Our average checks are generally higher than a lot of trucks.
Yep.
Which for me is why I will not do any percentage-based fees for festivals and stuff because we get screwed.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the icy guy, 2 trailers down, who's serving 4,000 customers.
Yeah.
he's doing $2,000 in sales and clearing 100 or 1,900 of it.
Yeah.
Because he's got zero overhead outside of employees and water and syrup. I'm happy to clear 20%. So when someone comes asking for 10, 15%, or Silver Lake and asking for 20, I'm like,
Yeah.
you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
I think 150 to 160. I'm assuming. I mean, without knowing anything else, yeah.
Here's for what it's worth, and I'm having a lot of problems navigating through the organizer realm of food trucks versus just being a food truck myself. At the end of the day, you're in charge of how much money you make. I mean, if you want to work more, work more. If you want to work less, work less. It's all about promotion. If you want to promote, if you want to run ads, if you want to do, bridal expos that might not get you paid then, but will get you paid down the road. If you want to go to every single wedding venue and drop a card off and ask what it's like to get on their preferred vendor list, it's all about how much you want to hustle. And my first year, I was taking any gig I possibly could. I'm being a little more selective now because somehow I know that the gigs that come across later, I guess, are more, what's the best word for it? Can be more lucrative. Percentage-based stuff, I'm definitely I'm trying to stay away from. We have one place that's does a 10% base, and I'm like, oh, well, I do really good there, and it's local, so that's why I still do it. Um,
Right.
but yeah, it's all about how much you hustle. If you can make as much as you want. But no, I think what you're making is fine as long as you're paying the bills, as long as you're doing what you need to do with whatever money you're making.
Yeah, I think that's your best measurement, and only you know. Um, I have, especially in our first couple of years, I way overestimated what we were going to do for sales, what I thought we would do for sales. Um, so I think it's a quick way to be hard on yourself, to let that self doubt creep in. Um, Bad weeks are going to happen. Um, the longer you go, you will start to see patterns in those bad weeks, um, which is why we don't work the Tuesday after a holiday weekend anymore. We've never had a whole lot of luck. We did get some requests this year for catered jobs on both Memorial Day and the day after, um, and I declined them just because at this point now it's nice to have those couple of days off because we go so hard the rest of the time. That's nice to be able to shut the truck down for a couple of days and let everybody kind of have some time. Me especially. So, but yeah, you'll start to notice patterns um, in those weeks. Bad weeks are going to happen. Justin, I mean, you worked in the restaurant business long enough, and quick service restaurants and stuff. It's no different. Um, Out of the blue, you're going to have days that just don't make sense, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to happen both ways. You're going to have beautiful days outside where there's no one around, and you're going to have days that it's raining all day, and it's one of your busiest days, and you're going to run out of food. Um, it's there's a lot of chaos involved in what we do. Um, so, yeah, as long as you are hitting your financial goals, not sales wise, but you're able to pay the bills. Um, you're able, hopefully, to you have some set aside for yourself to be able to pay yourself a little bit. Um, and just remember that it's a process, and it's going to take some time to kind of build. We've been fortunate enough to have double digit growth every year. Um, yeah, I mean, we started during COVID, so some of those numbers I think are a little skewed, especially the early ones from 2020 to 2021. We had some decent bumps in 21 to 22. Um, so yeah, I mean, as long as you are hitting your targets on the back end, that's all that matters. Um, we have definitely made some bad decisions, he says, and learned a lot. I'm trying not to panic or make huge changes. Absolutely. Um, if you want a list of bad decisions that Skippy and I have made, we could do a couple days on that. I still make bad decisions. That's never going to change. We stick with locations longer than we should. I have a pretty solid rule of we'll do a spot 3 times before we start to make a decision
Yeah,
on
how was
how it
our
is.
prize last year?
Jeez.
Sorry to bring up that bad memory.
Man, there was a whole stretch there for a while that, yeah, every event we did was cursed, and we haven't snapped it yet. So
Yeah.
we're still going strong on this streak. It's not nearly as bad as it was last year, but yeah, I mean, we had a 3-day stretch where we were expecting to do $12,000 to $15,000 in sales, and I think we did 3, and we had food prepped for $10,000 to $15,000 in sales for a good portion of that. Yeah, we lost our ass, and those ones hurt, and unfortunately, they make you gun shy for other events, you know. But um, for the most part, we're taking the mindset now where it's okay if we sell out at an event or a festival. You know, I'm not gonna shoot for the $10,000 days anymore. You know, we'll cook and we'll plan for really good days, but we're not gonna shoot for mind blowing days. Um, so that's where we are. But yeah, bad decisions are gonna happen. You're never gonna stop making them.
Nope.
Um, Fran says, "Have you ever chosen to do a last-minute decision because someone canceled? Was it a good decision?" Historically, we don't have great luck when we do a last-minute change to our schedule. So, yeah. So if we have someone, if something for some reason gets canceled last second, like I don't know, like we've had it happen before. So we've had where a brewery was doing a party, and for whatever reason they had to cancel it the day of or the day before. So we're left with nothing on that day. We've tried going to some of our better roadside spots for that we do lunches and stuff, and it's just like people don't see it quick enough. Like it's not out in the Facebook world long enough for us to pull, and that's even with running ads. So yeah, so typically, I mean, yeah, there's been times where we just take the day off, or we'll still go out and our expectations are going to be super low, and it's just like try to get rid of as much food as you can. We'll run a discount for the day or something like that.
Yeah, there's been times where I've taken like it was I had something to do at night, and there was a not a morning, but like a late morning, early afternoon that has come up, and like, yeah, I'll fill in. That's fine.
Yeah.
I might make a smidge more than what I already had planned on it. Now you want to freaking. Sorry. Just getting text after text after text. I'm trying to get a concrete pad poured for my trailer and a storage shed. And
Okay.
the same company has texted me 3 times asking if I was still interested in a quote. And I said, absolutely, 3 times. Good morning. Please let me know if you're available this week to meet with an estimator. Just.
Yeah, I had the same problem when I tried to get mine quoted too.
Anywho's.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what your price is. Knowing that mine was somewhere in the $20,000 range for a second
pad.
Driveway.
Oh,
It was but you know how long my driveway is. It's not like it's a quarter mile.
Yeah.
But yeah, a second drive for the trailer. Yeah. Yeah, it was like 25,000, I think, or something like that. Enough for me to say no, thanks. It sounds like it's going to be gravel or some good rock down there.
How much of your pallet of sauce have you gone through?
The one I just got?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some.
Are you going through more sauce? I feel like I'm going through more sauce. Like, even if I'm, trying to be, stingy is not the right word. Less heavy-handed, maybe.
Uh-huh.
I just still feel like I'm going through a lot of sauce.
I highly recommend the 3 nozzle bottles that we use.
Yeah, I've seen you use those.
Yeah, they're. I think it allows for a good, even distribution. Without, yeah, I think it offers a better control. No, I don't know. I don't keep track anymore as much. With having the whole pallet, I'm not as conscious of how much we're going through.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with it's probably roughly a gallon to a gallon and a half a day.
Yeah. That's figure.
So, yep. And that's kind of where we've been. So with our transaction amounts being about the same as they normally are, I mean, we go through more for catering than we do on roadside, because we'll leave a half a bottle or whatever's left. So we take a gallon with us, and whatever's left, we leave. So
yeah,
those are always a gallon. So on days that we have 3 events, we're going to go through 3 gallons of sauce. And we've been down the road where if it's like a 40-person type of catering job, we'll just do sauce cups, and we'll do like 50 sauce cups for them or 60 sauce cups for them. But at that point, are we saving any money because the cost of the cup and the lid? And, yeah. So, but it seems like such a waste of sauce, for that few people. Yeah. So I was cleaning our smoker. This has been a well-documented journey with our smoker and the repairs we've had done with the charcoal chute, constantly burning through. took mine down to J. Craig with Outlaw Smokers over the winter. He cut off the end of the smoker, completely redid the chute for me, and we have a hole in it already.
What?
Yeah,
Like
Yep.
in the part that he fixed?
yeah, in the chute. So it's burned through it already.
Didn't he put it in stainless?
Yeah,
Holy that's a raring fire. Wow.
yeah. So there's either something seriously wrong with those larger units, and they're just not pulling air well enough that the fire has to get that hot to keep temperature. I don't know, but the heat transfer tube is clean. It gets cleaned every week. It's cleared.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's staying hot every single day.
Right, and those are, I mean, they weren't designed to be run every day.
Yeah.
They're not a commercial unit, but still.
Still, what freaking type of steel would you have to put in there to
I don't know.
1/4 inch?
What's Iron Man suit made out of? For
Fudge.
some vibranium in there. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah,
How bad's the hole?
it's bad as it is every other year.
Oh,
When it starts burning through the outside wall, we'll have a bigger concern.
wow. What are you gonna do?
I can't keep dropping $3,000 on it every year to not have it make it through the whole year. I mean, we're not even halfway through our season.
I know.
So, and I mean, heaven forbid we ever get to the point where we are open all year. So yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. As you know, a good deal comes up on a commercial unit.
Well, I know he's got 2 of them.
Right? I also don't have the $7,000 to drop on it right at the moment.
Square just gave me my first big loan offer.
There you go. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, had I not just replaced a refrigerator and a generator in the month of May, you know, I mean, that $4,500, I might be taking a more serious look at $7,000, but
Yeah.
it's definitely something that I think is going to have to be done before we start next year. Unfortunately. So figuring out that, and I mean, it's all these things that keep pushing back a second trailer for me. You know,
Well, yeah,
there's just enough that goes weird that I was like, oh, now we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer because we got to get this taken care of. I mean, this has to be taken care of. This is a high priority item.
Yeah,
going
for
forward.
sure.
So, because without that, we're dead. So, yeah, I mean, that's our life, right? I mean, that's what we're doing, and
But you almost have to have 1/2 inch thick steel. I
yeah.
mean,
Well, I mean the FEC. I mean, all these old hickories and stuff. I mean, they're running 24/7. You know.
yeah, and I always wonder, you see a gas assist, Old Hickory, Southern Pride, whatever, and they just have this big ass burner in the middle of the.
Those are only supposed to kick in if you're out of like pellet fuel, or your other fuel. Those aren't.
No,
they're running all the time.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, they might kick on just if the heat comes down, but they have a fan that just circulates everything.
Well, that's what I'm wondering if there's like I can put like a fan on the chimney to help pull the air.
Pull the air out.
Pull the air out, which then pulls the air in. Or what happens if we take the heat transfer tube off? The chimney's still on the opposite side of the firebox. So it should be a natural pull across everything.
As long as you got enough draft, yeah.
Yeah.
Just build a fire in the fire pot. But then it's like,
oh god,
that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Turn it into a big old charcoal grill.
I mean, there's got to be a way that it can run where that heat can get to the main chamber more efficiently.
Well, supposedly that's what the fan's for on the opposite side. It's pushing it through.
On the opposite side.
Your Guru fan.
No, that's not there to push. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't push air through. That's just to keep the fire alive. I don't know.
There's a CTO without gas in Wisconsin for $3,400. In case you want to know.
Send me the link. Yeah, I'm not. I left a lot of those groups just because there was so much stuff coming through, and I didn't care. But now I'm starting to care a little bit more.
Right.
Justin says he's thinking about rebranding to, or his catering company. It has taken off, and it allows the truck to be flexible in menu options. Yeah, we talked in the off season last year when we were talking about scheduling and stuff, and I said I was really focusing on increasing our catering gigs, and especially our corporate catering gigs, and which we have done. We've got a bunch of new clients this year for some company events and stuff. So I get it. I would cater every day if we could. You know.
Yep.
So if that's part of your focus, or you want to increase that part of the focus, great. But
at the end of the day, catering is guaranteed money.
Yeah, I mean, if catering's the thing that lets you do the thing you love, which I don't know, is the food truck, I'm guessing, because that's a whole different beast than an animal, or a beast than a restaurant. And I think you really got to love that kind of atmosphere to do it. So if catering lets you do the other thing you love, then figure out how to do it any way you can. Yeah, I don't know. We're all learning together, Justin. As long as you're paying the bills and you're happy with what you have left over for yourself, then you're doing good first year. If you were expecting to make mad money your first year, I think that's where we all kind of get the delusions of grandeur, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think he's doing bad.
No, I don't think he is either.
I think it's more of.
But again, I mean, you asked him. I said, "Well, have you cried on the floor of a trailer yet?" He said no. Based on some of these comments, I think he's closer than he let on. But yeah, we've had those days where you have great weeks, and then you think you've turned the corner, and then all of a sudden you have a week where just nothing seems to be hitting, nothing seems to be going as you thought it was going to go.
You'll always have. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
You'll always have those weeks.
Absolutely, and that's he from his.
You want to keep the week. You want to keep the weeks down to days, but you're always going to have. Yeah. You're always going to have those. I mean, it's. Yeah, going back to it, just how much.
Just wait till you have that first. Just wait till you have that first week where it's thunderstorms all week long, like torrential downpours, biblical rain for a week. Yeah, those are fun.
Those suck ass.
Those suck ass. But yeah, I mean, ideally, your low sales days are going to be a day here and there, versus a week at a time, and we still have. Man, those thoughts creep into my head every time we hit 2 or 3 of them, in a row. It's like, jeez. Well, it was a good run. People finally figured us out. The show's over. It's our last season, but it's never the case. Everything flips back. So, Justin says he loves catering weddings. Absolutely. The food truck is fun too. Just trying to get the most out of my opportunity. A lot can change in 2 weeks. Absolutely. Everything changes in 2 weeks.
Very much so.
So, I mean, other kinds of trends we see, end of school years kind of can get weird. So I was looking at our previous year for end of May, beginning of June, and it's been historically pretty slow roadside, which makes me feel better about our last week roadside, where it was kind of slower than normal, where our roadside's been struggling, and it's been our catering that's been really pulling us through. So, and May and June are our 2 busiest months. So, for us, and a lot of that is because of catering, weddings and open houses and stuff. And I mean, we have an Etna event every week this month, 1. So, we have those. We have a handful of weddings. We have a handful of open houses.
Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. What the hell is that about?
nothing.
You
Just
angry about my Aetna stuff?
yes.
Jeez.
Because I said I was going to beat you in sales, and I'm like, you got 70 something grand already. I'm screwed with that.
Yeah, they ended up. I think we're overall they were close to 100.
Maybe you can take that out. we can
No,
figure it out.
I worked hard for that.
You schmoozed well.
I do. You know what I've had to endure for this contract so far? My first contact quit. Her replacement 2 weeks later died. There's been so much butt I've had to kiss in the last
You're you're just the you're the Black Widow of organizers.
They love working with me so much they can't keep them around.
They just
Yeah.
die of laughter.
Yeah, that's right. Or it's the food, one of the two.
Well,
Um,
I did have so JT, since he's listening, or no, not JT. I had said in the beginning that we're going to have somebody on next week that vended at the Indianapolis 500. He's going to kind of give us his rundown of it. But he also told me that he finally had the classic "I'm not eating your pork because it's pink and raw" complaint.
some people's kids.
One in every group, bud. One in every group.
Mm-hmm.
So I just sent you one that I didn't see before that is there now, and it's a hell of a deal. But it's in
I'm getting
Texas.
there. I got to fix my weekly schedule and repost it for the third time today.
Oh, well, good for you on that one.
Hey, it's been a while since I've screwed one up this bad.
So we want to talk about some fire stuff.
Oh yeah, you wanted to talk about your fire.
So, and this is for Michigan only. So, and it probably could. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. So while I was at the food truck rally in Marshall, Michigan, which is in the county of Calhoun, we were visited by a fire marshal.
3 ghosts. Oh, sorry.
And I told him, because I love playing with the fire marshals and saying, "Hey, we need to walk, tour your rig." I'm like, "Well, if you're gonna step in here, you better put a set of gloves on. I'm gonna put you to work." Anyway, so here's what he said. A lot of the fire marshals, if not all of them, have been attending statewide fire safety, food truck safety courses, classes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking to institute or have instituted a statewide food truck code. And that food truck code, you'll be given a sticker to put on your window. It's a QR code on when you were inspected, the last time, whether you passed, all the information about fire inspections. Now, I haven't really been the subject to a fire inspection until I now have propane on my trailer. So this is all kind of new to me. The one thing that I keep hearing that really, really irritates the knockers out of me is that, so for those who don't know, had a custom built food truck made or food trailer made where I had a platform out front to put a generator on because I hated having it in the back of my truck. I also have a side door. They're telling me that it is now fire code, food truck fire code, to have your generator 12 feet away from any ingress or egress. So if they wanted to, they could be a stickler and make me remove my generator from my truck or from my platform and move it 12 feet away from an ingress or egress. And I said, well, what do you do with people that have them permanently mounted? He's like, well, yours not permanent mounted, it's just ratchet strapped. I'm like, let's say I take the wheels off and I fucking bolt the bottom of it to, then it's permanently mounted. Then what do you do? So what I think is the lawmakers slash people that are doing this. This is my opinion and my opinion only. I think they are doing fire code based off of a certain type of food truck slash food trailer. Your type of food trailer where it has the door in the back, and a food truck that has a door in the back.
Mhm.
Because I've seen a lot of food trucks that have their generator mounted up front, like on a cage in their front of their grill or
Right.
whatever. And yeah, so they're not looking at everybody else's. Now I can totally run through my porch and jump out the back door if I was really going to have some problems.
Mhm.
It's mandatory that you have an LP detector. Mandatory that you have a smoke slash carbon monoxide detector.
Mhm.
I had to put a no smoking sign on the inside of my trailer, which I thought was very redundant. You're not allowed to smoke inside of a trailer anyway. I have to put a shut off here, or like emergency shut off valve sign above my shut off valve outside. I have to put a no smoking sign outside. I have to put. He's like, I'm not going to fail you because you're already here and you didn't know about half this stuff. I'm like, oh, well, thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
I'll fail you next year.
And that's basically what it was. So it's just, I appreciate the fact that they want to go to a uniform standard. I think that's awesome. But and they also didn't say if it costs anything because this guy just came. It was no charge. I got inspected by Livingston County, which is north of it's a Howell area, and no charge. But I go to some bum BFE township in Adrian, and it was like $85. I'm like, so some people are doing a cash grab, other people aren't. They told me that in Oshtemo, do you know where Oshtemo is?
A little bit, yeah.
Kalamazoo area, I think. They had like 20 fire marshals down there, and they did free fire inspections for food trucks, and had like 40 and just in a parking lot, and just had 40 food trucks show up to get a ticket or a QR code. Are you familiar with the food truck, the Mobile Crave?
Mm-hmm.
So he was behind me at that food truck rally. Nice guy, listener of the podcast. He had already gone through it and he had the QR code, but he had to move his generator out like 20 feet. But yeah, it's. I appreciate the fact that they're doing that, but I think, like, do you think fire inspection should be part of your plan review? Like, it all should be one type of.
No, because unlike the health department, fire code isn't the same county to county.
And that's messed up, isn't it?
Yes. And no.
Like you're in Grand Rapids is Kent County, right?
Mhm.
What's the next county over? Is Nuevo County close?
So Nuego's north, Allegan, yeah, we're surrounded.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're touching, if your two counties are touching, why is the fire code different?
Because certain officials deem certain things more important than others.
Correct. And that's, yeah. So I appreciate the fact that they want to go to a nationwide thing or statewide thing.
It's no different than one county saying, or city even saying, within the city limits, you can't have a propane grill within 5 feet of your garage. That would be a local fire code,
Mm-hmm.
So while there is probably a broad base fire code that's used for the state,
Mm-hmm.
all the counties can then add into their own little niches and what they see as our problems. And it's like burn bans. Burn bans are decided by the county, not or the city.
Yeah.
They can go all the way down to a local level. I mean, the state can issue a statewide burn ban, which then, has to be followed. But
So do you like the fact that they are trying to do something statewide
yes,
and kind of taking the local municipalities out
I,
of it?
I am all for as much as we can do something blanket for the whole state that involves food trucks and making life easier for them, the better. It's no different than it's one step closer to a statewide licensing,
Yeah.
for that kind of thing, versus us trying to figure out which county, which city, which municipality, township we have to beg and fill out stupid paperwork and pay $25 to,
Yeah.
you know. So, um, yeah, it's yeah. I hope it goes through. For us, fire inspections have always been pretty a technicality because we got nothing inside the trailer.
Yeah. Well,
Especially now that
you still got your on-demand water heater, don't you?
that's it. That's the only thing we have running off propane,
Yeah.
which isn't. He said it's not even that big of a deal. Like he's not concerned about it. We have our CO2 and LP detectors.
Yeah.
Welcome Twisted Street on the TikTok.
What's up, Nick?
Goodbye. He left already.
Ooh.
No, I think he's still there. Nick's kicking my ass in our little
Is
TikTok
he?
follower challenge. Yeah, he's up to 252. Or I think 252 last I saw him at 182. So Nick says, "What's up?" Yeah, he's doing really well. I have not been. I tend to go through stretches where I post a lot and then take a couple days off. I'm trying to give our kid Caleb some additional responsibility and being in charge of our TikTok account while he's on the truck. So he has yet to post a video. Figured since he was going to be on his phone most of the time while he's in the trailer, anyways, he should at least be posting content. So,
Well, that went off like a fart in church.
yeah, no kidding. So, yeah,
Better
like
off
I said
having
before,
Chris do it.
so,
I'd follow that TikTok account.
it'd be such an old man dad kind of TikTok where half of
Absolutely.
it'd be the video of the inside of his front pocket or something.
Yep. How's this thing work?
So yeah, I've been TikTok's not been super familiar to me. So yeah, still trying to figure things out and learn it. And Justin had a couple more comments that he's worried that he's niched himself too much with spaghetti, and that he doesn't know if he can survive these slow times. I was typing back to him while you were talking.
See, I don't know about that. I mean, it seems like you do really good with like catering.
And he does.
Like,
So
like
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but the food truck thing, there's no. Do you just try to figure out how much different you can be? So okay, so you do spaghetti and you do fettuccine alfredo. Like, how different can you make those? Where somebody can just come up and get something they've never had.
Well, and I think getting those things from a truck is different enough, but that's an option that you're not going to get at 95% of festivals, that you're not going to get a pasta truck somewhere. It'd be like the same as having a sushi truck at a festival, which I still think is a great idea in the right market. Hand rolled sushi on site. So if anybody wants to get in on that, we can figure out a way to find somebody to make sushi. We can bankroll it. But yeah, like I told him, I said, the slow times are the worst, especially early on. Stay the course. It can take normal trucks, and by normal trucks I mean your burger trucks, your barbecue trucks, even those trucks. It can take a year, 2 years, or more to establish a name and a reputation and get your way into everyday stuff. And social media. You got to get past Facebook and go further than that. I mean, we're late to the TikTok game, but we're getting out there. All that stuff. I know I've mentioned Gary Vaynerchuk multiple times before on the show. He's a great follow. he does this stuff for a living, um, marketing. And his last book just came out. I just finished it on audio. I'm going to listen to it again, and I'm going to pick up the hard copy because there's extra material in there. But it's called Day Trading Attention, and that's what he's always said he's done is this day trade attention. Wherever the eyes are, that's where you got to be posting. And there's lots of good tips on how to post for any industry. So I highly recommend that, and go listen to him. Find all his stuff. Justin says thank you, and he's stepping away from the cliff now. So good. I'm glad we saved a life today. And with that, not only is June Pride Month, but June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So we love you all, and if anybody's struggling, reach out.
Absolutely.
This is not the proper industry for those with mental issues, even though we all have them. But yeah, it can get rough. So yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk is a great follow. Lots of great advice.
Going back to Justin, would it be worth it to look at maybe add more like non-pasta items? So I look at it like, okay, what could I make at home just as good as what you could possibly serve me? So like I just did a quick Google search of like pasta food trucks. And what a lot of them have in common from what I can see is they do subs. They do like a meatball sub or a chicken parm sub or an Italian sausage sub or something like that. And pasta is like this one's called Pastabilities in Indianapolis, Indiana. But they have 4 or 3 subs. They have a pasta dish where you can choose the type of pasta and the type of sauce. Breadsticks, you can choose a protein, a Caesar salad, and a tiramisu. Like, and it's an Italian truck. It's not necessarily just a pasta truck itself. So that's what I look for. FYI. Something that's somebody that I can't make myself that I would go like hand cut.
You can't make a sandwich yourself?
Probably not as good as a fucking food truck, to be honest with you.
Well, I also can't make pasta as good as he can either. Probably.
My wife makes really good pasta. I mean, doesn't make the pasta.
Is she in the room with you?
No.
Blink once if you need help.
Is it just normal or? No, I mean,
Justin says post a link, please.
Oh.
If you send it to me, I can post it on the comments on the YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll get there just in a second. So yeah, I like. I get what you're saying. Where, why should I get spaghetti off a truck when I can just make spaghetti at home? Like that's. I think most people think they can make a decent bowl of spaghetti, and that's I think what you're probably gonna have to fight. I don't like going into the sub mode though. I don't want.
But it's more of like, but it's more Italian. You're not you're an Italian food truck, not just a pasta truck.
And that's so I like the Italian line versus. You don't want to be a sandwich, an Italian sandwich.
Hello, do you remember the name of his food truck
hi,
again?
Matt.
Hi.
Hi, Matt.
What? Spaghetti Monster?
Is that okay? That's right. Spaghetti. I can't remember what he did 20 minutes ago. Sorry, Justin. I sent you
the pictures of that smoker. It looks like some of these racks got run over by a semi truck. They're all wavy. That thing got really hot at one point in time.
No, it's probably just a picture.
Could be. You said you sent me the link?
It's actually, I posted it in the chat.
Okay. Then what? Rivertown?
Riverside?
Riverside? Rivertown? Yeah, whatever. One of those things. Brought to you
Oh.
by Riverside.
Oh, here we
And
go.
believe it or not, we're going to wrap this up here soon because it's almost been 2 hours.
It has. All right, so
Copy link.
his spaghetti monster food truck. View current menu.
Nick Lodato of Twisted Street says, look up Tavalino, Tavalino.
TAV.
Tavalino. Gotta get the right emphasis on the syllable. Price on, oh, there it is. 10 grand. Jesus.
It's just money, bud. They print it every day.
Yeah. How are you doing on that 7 grand you're thinking about spending?
I have it. It's just I don't want to spend it. I can find
They
something
print
else.
more
to
every
spend.
day.
I get it. I'm still scared to have a rotisserie on the back of the damn trailer. I don't think you'd be able to. I don't think you'd be able to mount anything on the back of your trailer though.
Not that big.
You'd have to do like a double CTO or something like that, but you're
Yeah.
going to find one for less than 15 grand.
Selling 3 cook shacks, 2 SM260s, one 160. Each have their own vent hood attachment, plus probes, wood, and 4 rib racks.
You could do the 260s.
15,000 for all 3. Well, see, now I got sucked into this. I'm gonna end up spending money before the end of the day.
Well,
Meadow Creek large capacity loaf. That thing is not that large capacity. We've got different ideas of high capacity. I'm just gonna have to go get myself a couple BFOs and park those in the driveway.
listen, that's not a bad idea.
Justin says he has a diverse menu. It's getting people to walk over and see that we have more than spaghetti. Heck of a show, guys. Ooh, pasta wraps. I like that. Could you do like a baked pasta shell?
No, but do the cheese shell. They make a
Yeah.
cheese shell.
Uh-huh.
Oh, see? Yes, do a cheese shell. Do it.
I think we're just a couple of fat guys that are hungry now.
Do it.
Do
I have leftover spaghetti. I want to go eat right now.
How about a Patterson pit?
No,
The
it's
most amazing smoker.
I do want to let everybody know we appreciate you sticking with us. Thank you to all our Indian fans. We need to get you back liking us again so we can get in tops.
There's a gooseneck food trailer. This thing is pretty beautiful. Those are the actual pictures from inside of it. $130,000. We'll consider trades.
I saw that one. That's freaking beautiful.
I will give you my trailer for this trailer. It's a beautiful inside. All right. Yes, that will be. We're gonna wrap this up, guys. Nick, everybody's looking for new smokers. You cannot consider yourself a barbecuer if you are not constantly looking for the next smoker. Yeah, Skippy and I are both having some issues.
Well, he also he's got a CTO in the trailer and a double CTO in the restaurant. So, fucker.
Yeah, I will be looking to replace mine, Nick, at some point in time, probably before next food truck season. So, yeah, I love my smoker. It's just it is not a commercial smoker, and I have
Used it commercially.
It is going to eventually be unfixable. So it will. I think it already has more new parts than it has original parts. Yeah, I know old hickories are nice, and they're also money. So yeah,
And they should last, and we respect that, and that's definitely well and good.
Yep.
$7,700 for a brand new one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I was looking, I saw one. I think it was a CTO for 15,000. That was high capacity. that could do about what had the same capacity mine did. So I was able to save $5,000 when we opened, and that was all we were thinking about at the time. So, yeah. Anyways, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening and sticking with us for our extended show today. We have full intentions of being on the air next week, Monday, at 9:00, our same time, same channels. We appreciate you guys listening and watching everywhere you are. Please subscribe, share, like, do all the things on all the apps. We really appreciate it.
Love you.
We're not making any money, so we're just doing this for the fun of it, and you guys make it fun with all your comments and conversations. So keep that happening. All right, everybody. Peace out. Enjoy your day, and have a good week. Hang in there, Justin.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes.